Today, I read a story about someone who had an amnesia and he has a phase where he remember one timeline, and then when he remember the time before he got amnesia, he literally have two split timeline because of that, and he struggled to eventually combine the two and choose which one he followed after that experience. And I'm like, I actually in the same category, just a bit different. I don't have amnesia, but I have the timeline where I had two split timelines right now. And I'm like, do I follow the past or do I follow right now? And I have thought about this before. I think I had several personal exploration about what can I do in this category. But then I get to experience it myself and I still confused at some point, and I haven't really arranged it in a way that everything is connected effortlessly, simultaneously, without me making such an effort to make sense what is really happening in my life. So I feel the need to, what can we do with this? And when I read someone else's story, it's a much easier to find a solution because it's not mine. I start to stumble a few options that can that person can take. And I think about this option, which is like, do you know like you are here with your different choices, different reality, and at some point you have different expression all of the sudden, like very opposite from the moment before. You are inflexible at some point, but you are also unpredictable at some point, and you have this tendency to be someone else at some point. This thing that happened here is fragmented into like, okay, right now I'm like this, and then the next second I'm like this. And if you see it from a bird's eye view and you kind of see all of the timelines that you chose, it is fragmented into a few lines of characters. And you have character A, character B, character C, but this all you. This characters is all of you. Is all you. You don't necessarily just be the character A. You have a different facet of expression that essentially sometimes you show it that way. So I'm thinking from my perspective, from my story, is that it is like that. At some point, I was that person who has this kind of identity of this set of expression and this expectation. But then I turn that off, and then I turn the other character, like character C for an example, to be turned on. And I'm just like, okay, I'm in this setting, so I'm going to use my character C. And then I become that person. Then it's fragmented throughout my life and all that stuff, with all of the timing. And I eventually get to this point with all of these settings, this character, this identity, all over the place. They're a fragmented expression of me in the settings that they belong to. So what I'm saying is, right now, I do have a different set of expression, but it doesn't make the other expression fake more than the other character. It's just a different set. So to make my timeline a lot more seamless, I just figure that whenever I tap into that, I'm actually just one stream of expression of that. It doesn't make me fake. It is one of my character. It is one of my aspect. One of the other things that I thought before I go live is, the kind of acceptance that at some point I will show that, I will express that character and turn it off when it is necessary. And then when I think it like that, and it is obvious that the present time is our primary character. The timeline that we have now is the primary. What you are, what you choose to be right now is your primary, but you have other options. So you put that in the perspective like, is this character necessary for me to express in this settings, in this situation? And if it is, then I'm going to turn it on. So that is there is a primary and then there is a side. And the side is actually something that you can choose to use occasionally in a different settings. And it doesn't make you fake. It is an option for you. Because it is your side quest, side character. And I'm thinking like that. I was like, oh, that's how you actually intertwine your timeline so that you don't live in a two different timeline at the same time. And I'm like, okay. And I start to intertwine my own time, my own timeline. I'm starting to feel grounded. So at the beginning, at the start of this live stream, I'm actually a bit confused to how can I actually title this thing without sounding really confusing. And I'm like, maybe we can do this as how to be more grounded, but it doesn't make sense. There are so many other there's so many other details on why you want to be grounded more in your life, and I don't have that details. And this live stream is more about like, how can you stop living in the two different timelines? Now, in the past, now this is different. If you have turned off your one of your character for so long, and it feels like that was just your past, it's not your present, it doesn't make sense. It is a part of you. Doesn't need to be in the past. It is part of you. If you can still vision it, if you can still feel it in your system, it is just you. And the other thing is that if you connect it to your now, you can see like sometimes you are turning that character on and off here and there. And when you know that you are actually those character in the past, at some point, you start closing the gap between the two timelines, meaning that you understand the character is you. And then your current reality, your current present time is actually also you, but you also see that your present time can express certain aspect of your character, of your past character, so that you feel your past is not something that is so different than your now. It just like it's like inside of you. It's still you. And then when you start to intertwine, connecting the dot, this is the future, and this is the present, this is the past, and you start, okay, I'm actually still living in the one same timeline. I didn't live in a two different timeline. And therefore, the gaps start to close because you understand it's just you. It's never been some other fake part of you. That is something that I want to share. Oh, goodness. We actually took a really long time to fill the gaps of what I want to share. I was a bit confused at first. What did I want to actually talk about? But it makes sense in the end. So that's the thing that I wanted to share today, which is the not secret, the key, the direction that you can start do when you live in the two different timelines. Sometimes it's just your side character that you choose to turn on, and also like sometimes you express your past character here and there, and it's never been about your has. It's just you, because that is your side character. It's just turning on and off. So I hope you got something in here. It's a short one because I was over time recording this. So thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.